This is Ken and Greg from Two Old Guys, Concord, Colorado.
Kinda.
We're heading out this morning to go take the trail up Blodgett Peak, and from the top of the peak we're going to be heading south a couple of hundred yards to look at the crash site of a United States military C-49 transport that crashed there in, I believe it was 1943, during World War II.
Yeah.
This is a version of the ubiquitous C-47 Skytrain, the transport aircraft that was used all through the war, and it was a derivative of the Douglas DC-3 airliner. So it's a really important piece of American history that crashed up there during the war on a training flight from Pueblo to Denver. In fact, it's about a little bit less than a 30-minute drive over to Blodgett Peak, and as I'm looking out the window of the car here across Colorado Springs, I'm pretty sure I can pick out which one is Blodgett Peak up there on the Front Range.
Yep.
So this is another fantastic hike for anyone who's in El Paso County or visiting the area, and it's a lot less commercialized than the incline has become. Mm-hmm. So it's just as difficult a hike as the incline, about a 3,000 foot rise in altitude, and the difference here being that the incline, being an old railroad bed, it's got the ties on it. It's almost like going up a staircase, especially now that they've worked on improving it. But this is still just a trail going up the mountain. It's going to be our first time on it, and we're kind of excited about seeing what it looks like. What do you think about today's hike, Greg?
Well, we were going to bring my 11-year-old this morning, and we decided against it because there's a lot of bouldering, I think, towards probably the final 1/3, and we kind of wanted to look at it first, and so he's a little disappointed, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. We'll stop along the way to do some stills and to record kind of our journey, but yeah, this is going to be another Two Old Guys trip. I think we're up to episode 5. I think this one might be 6 because we have 2 kind of shorter episodes, so kind of looking forward to it.
Right there is Blodgett Peak. It's not as impressive on the camera, but as it is here in real life.
But yeah, we're heading out. This will be the first time with our Yi 4K Plus camera, and we're excited about kind of what we're going to get today. It's always interesting to have the expectations ahead of time and then find out kind of what that looks like afterwards.
Now on the left-hand side, you can see the green on the hills, and then the area to the left that's all brown. That's all fire scar from the Waldo Canyon fire here, 5 years ago now?
Wow, was it that long ago?
I think so. I forgot to plug my phone in last night. I'm on 53% battery, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to all-trails it all the way up.
I have it. All right, Ken. So we are just finishing the first leg, I guess I would say.
According to the map at the trailhead, it's 0.85 miles here to the tank.
We are, yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Have you done it?
I have.
Yeah?
Do you know where you're going?
We have done the research, so
what you want to do is that hummingbird trail you just passed.
Oh, you do
right?
think? Oh.
Yeah. Take that up, and what it will do will curve you around. You stay to the right. It'll curve you around, and then what you want to do is take your last left that will then go straight up. And there's another trick too. The peak that you see here is not Blodgett Peak.
Right.
It's a peak behind that.
Yeah.
And actually those two peaks aren't like super close to each other.
Right.
So like if you go up one, it's not so easy to get to the other, and you
Right.
kind of created yourself a lot more
Right.
type of stuff. I mean, you look equipped. The other dynamic that happens when you're going up is once you cut off this hummingbird trail and it loops you kind of around, and then you cut left up.
So are you coming around the front of the one you can see, or is it to the left and then up back around to Blodgett?
It's to the left.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's to the left.
Okay.
And then
Because the other route that they were saying is stay to the left of the water tower and then head up
I've
that
done
way.
that one too, and I think this is
Is better? Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
this
do
is better.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Isn't there a bunch of rocks you said at one point?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
what
we're gonna have
happens
to
is
scramble.
You're going up like all scree, which up is not so bad actually.
Yeah, coming down, poles are probably handy.
Yeah, it's down. I used poles when I did it, but I was like, I don't know if I would have been better off with or without the poles, because like some of my buddies didn't.
Okay.
And they were kind of almost like skating down.
Yeah.
But you know, the slope is enough that, and
Yeah.
that's really. But then what's interesting is when you get towards the top, that stops.
Yeah.
So you get to this little level off, and then it's not really scree. And so the last bits you're doing
It's okay.
is really good.
And then we're going to traverse over to the plane wreck today.
Nice. I've never done that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right.
So anyway, we just had a local suggest that we go up Hummingbird to get to Blodgett. So we're going to do that today. And so we're about ready to head in.
Yep. You can really see the topography from here.
Yeah.
And
Well, this might be fun to have, you know, if we're going to be doing scree and bouldering and stuff, it may be fun to kind of be in the woods a little bit. Nice little
oh wow!
stream going down there.
If I can get a picture of that and exclude the big chunk of iron pipe, I can't really.
So we're on Hummingbird.
Yeah, you can see like this red. I don't know if this is granite or not. I don't think so. I think it's like a sandstone from the look of it, but you can see how it slopes down really strongly right there. There's a cliff, and then at the bottom we can see the stream coming along through the culvert and on down. And we're only going up 3,000 feet. So
Sure. Better start getting some now. Just came up it's hard to see based on the GoPro, or the Yi rather. Sorry, Yi. Oh, here's how I'm controlling the shots with here's me shooting me. Take care of that. For the past, what, do you think 45 minutes, 30 minutes?
yeah.
We've been coming up about a 45-degree grade, and we've run into this particular formation here. And so we're going to end up having to stay to the right of all that stuff, and we'll kind of try to keep out of the dangerous spots. That is pretty crazy. We've just kind of come out of the woods for the first time, and you can see the boulders that we kind of avoided. But at this point, we're kind of coming up some pretty rocky stuff here. You can see Ken up ahead. And we're going to just run the ridge to the left of all that stuff. And when we get up top a little further, we'll show you what else.
It's a pretty clear trail.
Pretty clear trail? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, so you can see some of the stuff down in the city. We're getting a little bit of elevation. So, all right. So we're back on the trail. We stayed to the left of the water, all the way top to the rock face, and it kind of went up.
No,
Or we,
okay, so there's a big gap there.
yeah, we probably need to be.
That's the end of the ridge. That's Blodgett right there. Blodgett.
And you don't think that one is?
No. I'll show you why.
Okay. So we're trying to figure out where the trail is. It's really windy. I mean, when I say really windy, I mean really windy. Some people were showing where the fire really had its way down through here, so we're in the right spot. We just got to keep making our way up through there. There's all the rock fall, and we're kind of staying to the left of it, which it's still a bunch of rocks. So we made it up here. It's a little spooky. Probably not one that I would do with the kids. And unfortunately, it is really windy right now. So, what do you think, Ken?
That was a tough hike. And I just don't have the legs in me to go looking for this crash site right now. Any way that we go looking for it, it's straight down.
This isn't.
This is where we're hiking at the collide.
Well, hiking in Crazy Collide? Yeah. I mean, this is doable, but for folks that have had experience, and I mean, we'll get through this no problem, but I would not bring young kids up here. Ken is choosing the reverse traverse, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to crab walk it.
Well, I've got these poles that are catching it.
So we've had to put our poles in our backpack so they're not hanging out the bottom because we were catching them on all the rocks. Yeah, so we totally, I don't know if you can see the far side, but we went, you see that, Ken? We totally went up over there
Yeah.
and then up and around on top. So we probably could have gone up and over.
We definitely took the hard route.
Yeah, we kind of do that. All right, time to put jackets back away and
Get some rocks out of my boot.
yeah, I might have some bruising and some fun scars by the time I get down to the Bahamas. So we totally found a great trail on the way down that we totally missed on the way up. Because right after that little waterfall and the kind of the sheer rock face, we kind of came out of the woods and we bore to our right, which we should have stayed left. So here's what happens. You watch two old guys all the way to the end before you start a trail.
Two old guys making your mistakes for you.
I don't know if I had that on. Yeah, I got a little hot spot on my right.
How's the hip and the knee and the
Okay.
ankle, I mean?
I think I need to stretch out when we get done.
Yeah.
So
Are you going to the top of the peak?
Gonna try. How far is it?
it's
Right there. Just stay to the
no,
top.
it's probably yeah. We kind of got off and ended up doing a little bit more rocks than we needed to.
Oh, just like that.
So when you follow, well, And we started on a different trail. Where did you originate coming up from this way?
I went on Hummingbird Trail.
You did. So this gets back into Hummingbird?
Yep.
Okay.
If you keep
Because just
to the
stay
right,
to the right a
yeah.
little bit. So what happens is if you get up and find good trail, because we kind of came down a hillside.
Yeah.
So, but there is pink ribbon.
Okay.
It was the first one we saw, and there was one here, and then there was a second one about 10 feet to it, and that's where you take a right.
Okay.
And then you have to stay to the left almost all the way up, and then you get there.
Okay.
But, yeah, we found that long pants would have been a good idea today.
What was that?
Said long pants would have been a good idea today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the pricker growth up there,
Oh, is there?
and probably up to the waist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, I need
So-
some new scars on my legs.
Well, yeah, I'm, sporting a
Good
few.
stories.
Good stories. All right, Scout.
Well, good luck.
Throw up the white flag if you have to.
Yeah, there was a guy, I don't know if you saw him, that coming down with a bunch of kids and parents and stuff. He hit
No.
his head.
Oh, no.
An older gentleman, like a grandpa or
Oh,
something,
yeah,
so-
I wouldn't. I have an 11-year-old that's super athletic that I wouldn't take up.
Yeah, but then there was like a 5-year-old all the way up to, I think he was like late 60s, early 70s. I'm like, I don't know. I'm feeling a little
So
overwhelming.
we do a lot of trails. We've done 14ers together, and we've done the incline 5 or 6 times together.
Yeah.
But this is tougher than all of that.
Really?
Yeah, lots of loose dirt and scrambling. Have you been up? You haven't been up here before?
No, I just moved here like a
Okay.
month ago. So,
Oh.
Do you have
Welcome to
access
the
to the
spring.
academy at all?
no, I
Okay.
haven't been there yet.
Because there's another one that's a little similar to it called Stanley Canyon. That's just on the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it gets a little dicey going out.
Yeah, Scout had to chase a rock halfway down, so yeah.
So is this pretty well marked though? On the way back, or?
I mean, you can try and find a trail, like, it's pretty obvious, but yeah, if you keep right and then you cross over a little
The stream.
stream and then it's pretty
And then it's
clear.
the other one.
Gotcha,
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Did you see that guy? Who...
We didn't. We
Oh
saw
my God.
blood on. We saw blood
lot
evidence.
of blood.
Oh yeah, he's like
Not in good shape.
not good.
Well, we will.
Yeah. So.
And we don't know where that happened. I don't think it probably was way up too high.
Oh my God.
But it was only about 20 minutes up that way that we saw the blood.
Yeah. He was walking with help down.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure.
He lost a lot of blood.
And did he get to the cars already? And
Oh, we don't know. We were probably
Already
half
up.
a mile from the
Okay.
water tower. They had EMS waiting for him at the water
oh,
tower.
good. Oh well, yeah. You've got good. I mean, we've got phones with us too.
Yeah. So they. He looked like he was doing okay
Yeah.
Okay.
for the way he was coming down still, but they still had a ways to go to get there.
Well, we do this quite often and film and talk about stuff. So we would give this a 4.5 for really cool, but probably a 2 for recommended for unless you really know what you're doing.
Right.
We're back to kind of flat. That's what we did. That is not Blodgett. We went all the way around the left of that thing. And, whew. Sleep okay tonight? Okay, so we're done with Blodgett. Interesting. So we certainly did not find the airplane because speaking of finding stuff, we got lost like 2 or 3 times as far as what they wanted us to do.
Well, being that the trail that's shown on all trails, it's not really very clear on the ground. There's a bunch of places where you can easily get off trail, and we chose to stay to the right as we were scrambling up towards the top of Blodgett, and that was not the easy way. So we added quite a bit to our overall hike as far as time goes. Probably not distance, but time. Coming down, we found that trail, and it was a lot easier getting down. But still, that was a pretty tough hike.
Yeah, we were just kind of comparing it to how we feel at the end of an incline day. And this feels a little bit more like the end of a 14er.
It does. I was less tired at the end of the day I did 2 inclines than I am now. it was really the scrambling and the sliding and stuff. You had to fire a lot of muscles you don't normally use, and I think I'm just kind of worn out from it and ready for lunch.
Ready for lunch indeed. Okay, well, Blodgett Peak, some correct, some not correct, but this has been Two Old Guys Conquer Colorado.
Kinda.
And we will catch up next time. So yeah, this is where we come after. Yes?
Yes. Time to finish this day off right.
Yeah, this ends up being what we do after a big incline or something like that. So we're gonna treat ourselves. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, after a hike like that, it's time to refuel. Bird Dog Barbecue.
Every time.
1, 2, 3 clap. So we get synced. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're on.
So, good morning, and we're heading off to Blodgett Peak this morning. It's only about a 20-minute drive. In fact, looking out to the right, I think I can see it over there to the right of the big scar.
Founder of Helix Sleep. Working with the world's leading sleep experts, we developed a mattress that's customized.
I gotta find my stinking sunglasses.
Oh, they're right here. I'm sorry.
Thank
One
you.
of us snaps just because then it's 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Good morning, campers. All right. This is Ken and Greg from Two Old Guys Conquer Colorado.
Kinda.
This is Ken and Greg